Hi guys, welcome to Adelaide Stitches. I'm Kelly and this is my Flosstube channel where I talk about cross stitch and stuff. Welcome to Flosstube number 3 where I go and talk early because it's only the 28th of November about what I achieved in November and what my December plans are. I'd like to thank you all for subscribing, liking and commenting on my last couple of posts. So it is very much appreciated and I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you like what I see. And yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say there, so let's get to it. So what I worked on this month, I had all my November plans and I was like, yes, I'm going to work on this and this and this. And then I think the day after I filmed my Flosstube, I realised that if I did, I think 5,000 stitches on Enchanted, it would reach 25% done by the end of the year. And if I stitch 5,000 stitches on Bluey, I'd have it finished by the end of the year. And also on the Temperature along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So the day after I filmed, I changed all my plans up, and yeah, we've made some adjustments as we went. So whilst I have plans, they generally never ever work out like I want them to, and it's always a surprise to see what I actually accomplished by the end of the month. So let's get to it. First up, we are going to show the 2 projects that I only worked a little bit on. The first one is Waters of Nirvana. It's by Heaven and Earth. It's going to look like this when it's finished. It's my biggest. It's 422,500 stitches. I'm stitching it on 25 count 1/1 with DMC floss. One of my aims last month was to stitch in all the part threads and do 1,000 stitches. I did 500 stitches and then realised that if I changed my goals up, I could achieve other things. So we've still got part threads happening. I did stitch a whole lot of black. I stitched 465 stitches, which brings it to 0.7%. And I don't know if I've got a picture of what it looks like last month, so I probably won't pop that up. And you know, 400 stitches isn't a lot, so it's not much to talk about. So here it is now. I did fill in all the black because it was annoying me that I was missing it. So I think that might be a page or half a page. So I'm just going to work my way along until I pack in all the threads, and then I'll see what I want to do once I get there. So that's the first one. 465 stitches, not much at all. Next one, I wasn't feeling well on Wednesday, so I had a day at home and I got overwhelmed with all my projects and didn't want to work on any of my goals. So I sat there and I thought about it, and I pulled out one of my 2017 starts. So this is Meaning the Forgotten, also by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started that in Waters of Nirvana. I started this year. I can't remember the date. I'll probably edit it in. This one I started in 2017. At the time I did think about doing Supersize Max Color. My friends thankfully taught me out of that, otherwise I'd still be going on it. I haven't touched it in quite some time because I've had other goals that I wanted to achieve. So when I stitched on Wednesday, I did 274 stitches, which brings it to 42.1%. So it's one of my most completed projects. I don't have a picture of what it looks like before I did my 275 stitches. But here's floppy what it looks like now. Excuse the needle and the thread. So no, this board's too big. Hang on a minute, let me finish this and then I'll see if I can find something else quickly. Oop, no. Alright, whatever. So I just worked, sorry guys. There you go. I just worked over here bringing this up. I did try diagonal stitching. I didn't really like it. It confuses my brain. So I've gone back to doing it in columns and rows. And I think that might be a page. So I'm going to get the bottom bit all done and then I'll start working on the middle bit and then the top bit, but that probably won't be until a while. I am trying to work out what I want to do in 2026. This may make an appearance next year, may not, I'm not sure. If I ever do a whip parade, it will make an appearance then. It's one of my 4 2017. I did 4 starts. I've still got 4 starts left from 2017, so it's one of those. Next up is the crowd favourite, well, my favourite anyway, although it has been superseded by a different pattern by Stitches So Beautiful, but it is still my favourite. So this is Enchanted Place by Etta Jose Rosa, chatted by Stitches So Beautiful. It's a max colour, max size piece. I was trying to stitch 2,500 stitches on it so that I could stitch another, oh sorry, oh my stuff fell down, so that I could stitch another 2,500 stitches in December and hit 25%, but then I got sick of the confetti, so yeah, I stopped and moved to something else. This is stitched on 18 count plainator 2/1 with DMC floss, and I worked on the bit down here, so I'm bringing, that's the page there, so I'm bringing all that up. And I think if I do next year, I'm thinking of trying to do another 25% next year, but with the limited amount of stitching I get done, that is a big ask. But if I do that, I'm going to finish off the 3 pages up here, and then I'm going to work the page all the way across to the end and see where I get to by the end of the year. So that one I stitched 1,857 stitches, so not too far off the 2.5. It is now 22.7%, and I'll pop a picture of what it looks like at the end of last month up as well. Might be a short video, I'm racing through this. Next up is Bluey. This one I worked out if I did 2,500 stitches for November and December, I'd have it done by the end of December. This is from Etsy and what it looks like when it's finished. So I'll pop a picture of what it looks like beforehand, and this is what it looks like now. So I was just going to stitch as I wanted, then I decided I wanted to colour complete the rainbow, so I've got partway through the green, but I did finish off the purple and the blue and started some more of the words. This is on 18 count Cloud Lilac by Sew It All Australia, 2/1 with a toil, black toil for the letters. Can we see the sparkle? Nope, not really. And I changed the rainbow colours out because the pattern rainbow wasn't really a rainbow to me. And I'm toying with the idea of finishing it myself, but we'll see how we go. I've also this month decided, instead of calling my daughter Minnie, she's now Gertrude, husband will be Harold. So if you hear me say Gertrude and Harold, that's the daughter and the husband. So Gertrude has already claimed this one, and I don't blame her because it's cute. So I think once I get it finished, as I said, I'll either finish it myself or I'll take it to my professional framer, and then we'll see whether it will live in the lounge room with some other of my cross stitches, or if it'll go in her room. She's got very definite ideas about what is what, so I'll be interested to see what she says. Next up, and I did 1,590 stitches, and that's at 69.8% complete. So very nearly there. Hopefully I'll get it done, but you know, I get very close. I set goals and sometimes get very close to them, and then my brain goes, nope, let's work on something else. So we'll see what December brings. It's also holidays and holiday season, so the last third of December I'm off work, but Gertrude and Harold will be home, so there may not be too much stitchy time, but we'll see how it goes. Next up on my list is the Caterpillar cross stitch free stitch along, which I then edited to add the Tarot Border by Witchy Stitcher, which is a free pattern, and then I also added the 2025 up there. I chatted that out on graph paper, old school graph paper, and then plugged it all into WinStitch so that I could export it and use Pattern Keeper, because for me, if it's not in Pattern Keeper, it's not happening, which is kind of sad because I've got quite a few patterns, old patterns, that I'd love to finish, but they're all paper. So yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen, but we'll see. Never say never, right? Anyway, so I stitched 1,365 stitches on that, and I didn't write down the percent complete. But it is very nearly completed. I think last look I only had 932 stitches left, I think. So I'll pop a picture up of what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. On Wednesday I did plan on at least finishing the border down the bottom, or half of it, and then yeah, no, I got sidetracked and stitched onto the Forgotten and the next project that I'm about to show you. I am caught up until I think the first week or so of November, and then I'm counted out my square stars and realized that somewhere around the place I lost a week. Don't know how, who knows. So I'll have 7 spaces left, 7 star spaces left. So I've filled that in black, no, the 3799 toil, which is what I've done the border in, and just the colours in a rainbow, which are up through here. If the star is back outlined, that means it's if the star is back stitched rather, that's the start of the month. So I could work out where I went wrong, but I don't really care, and I'm not undoing it, and so we're just going to keep on going. And we're going to stitch it up. So I don't know, I'm hoping to finish off the border, and then December I'll do as many stars as I need to catch up, and then hopefully just do 1 a day until we get to the end. I'm also hoping to frame this myself. Adelaide Stitches just put a she just finished off a few things and linked to one of her tutorials on how she frames things herself using frame board from Spotlight. So I'm going to give that a go with this one. If I like it, then I'll attempt Bluey. If I don't like it, Bluey, I'll leave this as is, and Bluey will go to the framer. And then Emily Stitches last night, her latest Flosstube 158 or something. She mentioned she just gets glue dots on the glass, and then sticks the fabric onto the glass that way. So that's also an option, I guess. We'll see how it goes. I would prefer glass in it. Adelaide's version doesn't have glass, but for this one I'm not too concerned about it. Gertrude has claimed this as well. She loves it. The Bluey one has more meaning to me, and I spent a bit more on the fabric for that one, so I'd like to have that one looking nice. This one is on 18 count opalescent 2/1 with Caterpillar's colours, which I changed around a bit, and I also divided the purples into 3 purples so that it wasn't just the one purple. It's been kind of a cold year this year. Even November's been a bit weird. Not as hot as it normally is. Very cold and rainy and weird. Anyway, I guess it just means that once we hit December it'll be hot. It'll just go to 40 degrees and be hot. But at least it's not humid most of the time. So that's that one. And here's the next one. Now this one I kitted up with the intention of taking to Stitching Sunday with me, as I thought that it would be an easy stitch. There's a lot of block of colours. I put it on 18 count on purpose so I didn't have to strain my eyes. And yeah, it didn't happen. I was too overwhelmed and too, my brain was just going too much at the last Stitching Sunday, so I didn't stitch on. In fact, I didn't stitch on anything on the last Stitching Sunday, so that was a bit of a surprise to me, but that's okay. I like organising them. I like bringing the community together. So if I don't get to stitch, that's okay. Which I find hilarious, because I created Stitching Sunday so that I'd have a whole day of stitching to myself, and now it's turning out that I don't get stitching done, but that's fine. I'm honestly fine with that. Anyway, we'll move on with this. This is Sailing, again by Eda Jose Rosa, and Stitch is So Beautiful. It's a small version, so it's only 250 by 250 with 110 colours, which for Stitches So Beautiful is not that many. Enchanted Place, for reference, has 157 colours, so lots of confetti. I took this one to Manila with me and stitched on the plane. And I just, because I didn't take scissors on the plane as such, I took blunt snips, which didn't work. I just stitched mostly, and I was going to do my Flosstube tomorrow, so I thought I had another night of stitching to get my part threads in, but the opportunity for me to do Flosstube today has come up, so I thought I'd get in on it early and get it done so that I don't miss out. I don't miss my window of opportunity. Anyway, enough talking. So this is on 18 count pewter as well, same as Enchanted. And I am loving this. It is my new favorite, and I just want to stitch on it all the time. It is quite confetti heavy as well. Can't really see it. And I stitched 411 stitches on it, and it's 2.2% complete. So all up, I'm not sure how many I've done. Not a fair bit at 2.2 because it's only a small one, but you know, nice enough amount. I don't have a before picture, so there won't be a before picture, but I will make sure I have one for next month or the next time I show it. Yeah, I'm loving this. Love, love, love. And can't wait to stitch more. So this is, instead of working on Bluey or Tempalong for the weekend, I'll be working on this because I want to, and it makes me happy. And you know, sometimes we need to do what makes us happy instead of going along with our list and plans and goals and whatever. So that's all I've worked on this month. As I said, it's the end of the month, and I was going to do this tomorrow, but I was supposed to, Minnie's, Gertrude, she's off at her last Getting to Know You class at school today, and I was supposed to have a friend over, but they have had to pull out unexpectedly, so I suddenly have free time. So I thought I'd get in, do this, I'll edit it tonight or tomorrow and pop it up by the end of the weekend, so it'll be there before the 1st of December, which is Monday. And then it's December. How is it December? It was only just January. Anyway, so that's all I've done. December plans. Oh, I didn't, bear with me 1 second, I'm going to pause you. Okay, I'm back. Now, December plans. Back in June, I think, my brother asked me to crochet him or make a blanket for one of his best friends that's having a baby. They're due New Year's Eve. And I went, yeah, no worries, I'll have that done. Harold, Gertrude and I were supposed to go away in October, and I thought I'd have 10 hours of car trip to crochet squares in, except then I ended up in Manila and I didn't take the yarn or the hook because I figured it would take up too much room in my suitcase. So I'm a bit behind on this. Excuse all the ends. Weaving in ends is like doing backstitch, and I don't like it very much. So this is the Battenberg blanket on Rav. I'll have to sit back. I'm making it 7 squares by 7 squares. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I've got 2 more rows to go, and I think I only need to do 7 more of the neutral squares and join the rest because I've done all the blues already. So being that next month is December, I'm really going to have to push on this and get it done. And I made Gertrude this blanket in 2023, and then when I went back to the office in 2024, because I hate weaving in the ends, I used it as a lunchtime project, and it took me, I think, 6 weeks of lunchtime projects to stitch in all the ends. So I don't have 6 weeks to stitch in ends, so we're gonna have to hustle to get this done, because I don't want to let my brother down, because he does so much for me and the family. So yeah, so I've got to finish off 2 more rows and put a border on it and stitch in all the ends. I have stitched in some of them, but not a good majority. It's like a jellyfish. Yeah, so that's one that needs to be done this month. What else have we got? We got to finish off Bluey, hopefully. Obviously, if I don't finish it by Christmas, I don't care, because Gertrude has more than enough presents, but I'd like to finish it by the end of the year. If only the stitch bit, and I can do the other bits later, that's fine. And I don't think I'll go back to work till like the 6th of January or something like that. So plenty of time, and I can do it after bedtime. So that's fine. Next up is finish Tempalong, which doesn't have that much to go. I think I'll finish off the border first, and then catch up on the stars, and then try and do 100 stitches a day on Bluey, which will get it done by the end of the year, and then prioritize making the blanket as well. And then I'm not sure. I'm going to try and get to 25% on Enchanted. So I've got 2.5 plus whatever I didn't do this month to finish that off. And then yeah, may or may not try and aim for 50% next year, but I do have a few more plans for next year, so which I don't know how they're going to play out. I have things I want to finish, then things I want to stitch on, and then I'm toying around with Whip Go, or just try and stitch on the other projects that I don't actually stitch on. Yeah, who knows. Anyway, and then my other one is, I'm going to try for me, no new starts. November and December I didn't do any new starts for, I don't know why. No, sorry, December hasn't gone. October and November I haven't done any new starts, which for me is quite a shock, considering I'm usually going, oh shiny, new start. I do have quite a few lined up, and I've bought fabric for quite a few. So really it's just a matter of time until I start something new. As to what it will be, I'm not sure. I guess this is where I let you know that Stitches So Beautiful has 53% off at the moment, with grateful and thankful as a code. So I did pick up a new pattern. It's called Flowers and Flamingo. It is something that I had looked at quite some time ago and really wanted to stitch, but I wasn't too sure about it. Stitching Noni here on Flosstube, she's an Australian too, love her work. She's stitching on it as well, and hers is looking amazing. She's starting at the top. I'll obviously, well not obviously, I'll start at the bottom like normal, and work my way up. So there's a lot of 939. I think it's like 30,000 stitches of 939. But that's okay, because you know, I like, apparently at the moment in this era of my life, I'm picking up patterns that have 40 or 50,000 stitches of black, and then all the other colors. So yeah, good thing I got a Kona Doom for 310 and 939. I'll start working my way through that. Yep, so that's it. Let's talk about haul, and then we'll get to the rest of it. So this month at Stitching Sunday, I picked up 2 pieces of fabric from Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs. I got Stormy in an 18 count even weave, and I love it. It is so beautiful. So sparkly. Woo! Not sure what I'm going to do on it. I had an idea or two, but now I've gone and bought fabric for those 2 ideas. So that might just sit in my stash and percolate for a bit. That's okay. It's pretty. Must have it. And the other bit that I got that I asked her to dye up for me is Cloudy Moon on 18 count opal. Adelaide Stitches is doing the Tiny Modernist Fantastical Greenhouse on 32 count Stormy opal, and I love it. So I thought I'd be kind to my eyes and get it in 18 count. So yeah, that's a possibility. there. I just need to buy the pattern on that one and kit it up. So love those fabrics. I love Lisa's fabrics. And the best thing of Stitching Sunday is getting the parcel and opening up my package and seeing what she sent me. And they're just so beautiful. I am in love with the sparkles too. So I really have to hold myself back from not putting them out because, you know, everyone should have a chance of seeing them before I pick. So usually I pick one and then put them out. And if what I still like is left, I pick the last one. And then I decided I wanted some fabric for a couple of other new starts. One's for Minnie and one's for me, and Gertrude, and one's for me. And so I put another order in for Lisa last week, and it's in the post, so I'll get that next week, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be so pretty. Of course, they're both opal, because we all like sparkle. Well, I do anyway. Alright, 2 more things on my agenda. One is Flosstube friendly. So at the moment, there's a game that was started by, I'm not sure who. I can't remember their name. I have a really bad memory. And then Jennifer from Caffeinated Crafter, Jen from Caffeinated Crafter, she, I think it's Caffeinated Crafter. Anyway, she changed it up a bit and chose 21 people. And now everyone's getting FOMO and participating as well on different levels of their abilities and what they're able to stitch and all that sort of thing. I thought about it because I've got FOMO, but I don't get that much stitching time, so I can't allocate time towards temperature stitching or Flosstube Frenzy or any of these games because, you know, 100 stitches a day for me is about what I aim for. Anything above that is a bonus. So, yeah, I've got goals and things I want to finish, so I can't do it. So I'm just going to say, assume I'm watching all your Flosstubes, assume you've all got your own projects, and I'm just going to stitch on what I want whenever I'm watching your Flosstubes, and I'll participate in silence in my own way. Anyway, that's leading up to Dawn Marie at Deanne's Crafty Vortex. Her and I have been talking on Instagram a bit last year. Anyway, she's playing and she chose me for Enchanted. So she's, whenever I do a Flosstube update, she'll pull out her Enchanted and stitch on that as well. So go check her out. She's one of the 4 or 5 on Flosstube. There may be more, I'm not sure. They're doing the Pain-Free Crafts 6 portals in full. Noni at Stitching Noni is also doing it, and every time I watch their videos I am so close to starting it, but it's a 1,000,000 stitch project, and really at 100 stitches a day it'd take me 27 years, I think I mathed out. Never do the math, never. And yeah, I think on 25 count, because it's 1,000 stitches wide, which is 1.2 meters in 25 count, plus your 6-inch border. Right, that's a lot of fabric. And as it is, I did the math on my current projects, and if I'm only stitching 100 stitches a day, I'm easily going to get to 100 and only finish what I've currently started, let alone anything else. So, but that's also why when I start new things now, they're usually small, like under 100,000 stitches or even smaller than that. So, yeah, and also why Waters of Nirvana is out. I've got 4 big projects over 200,000 stitches. 3 of them are in timeout. I'm not planning on stitching on them, simply because I've got too many projects. But I really want to make progress on Waters of Nirvana, so that will be a monthly project. I'd like to get 1% a month on that, but at 4,000 stitches a month, and I only stitch maybe 6,000 stitches a month, it's not possible. So 1,000 stitches a month, it's not much, but it is still progress, and eventually its time will come and then I can keep going with it. Anyway, sorry, rambling. So Flosstube Friendly, yeah, let me know if you're participating in it, if you're thinking about it, if you've got FOMO. I will, but not officially. But yeah, go check out Stitching Noni and Dawn Marie and Adelaide. I'll link them all below, and Craftie Emily too. They're all amazing. I love them all so much. They're, you know, their videos pop up and I watch them all the time. And then my last thing on my list is Stitching Sunday. So last Sunday, 16th, 15th, middle of December, I held my last Stitching Sunday for 2025, and we had 36 people there. And it's the last one at the current venue. Next year we're going to move to a different venue, and I'm really excited about it. Really excited about to be in a new space and to be somewhere where the light is amazing. And they'll be able to also provide a few other amenities that I can't currently. So we had Stitching Sunday and it was amazing. Everyone just talked to each other and they stitched, and I had a table all decorated with Christmas things, and then we did an optional Christmas exchange, and we had the door prize giveaway that we have every month, every time we hold one. So it was just really amazing, and I had a good time, and I'm pretty sure everyone else did too. So I had planned on doing a Flosstube extra showing Stitching Sunday and what it looks like and what we did and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, apparently if you film in portrait and Flosstubes go in landscape, what you get is a really big head, which is what no one wants to see. So my brother worked out how to flip it, and by that point I'm like, look, this is just too hard, can't be bothered, too hard. Like Emily and her finishes, it's in the box, and may or may not come back to it, or I'll just try again next year when we start again in February. But I'll see if I can add some photos, especially of the finishes that everyone bought to brag about. And oh yeah, Gail from Wombat Hello and Carolyn from Flosstube, the Flosstube Stitcher, yes, they brought along their Nutcrackers by Shannon Christine, and they look amazing. Caroline has done 3, all on 32 count Belfast linen, and Gail did hers on 28 count, and just the size difference, it was just amazing to see what sort of difference that makes, even at 4 inches per 4 inches, 4 holes per square. Anyway, I'll pop a picture of that up for sure. And then I had a few of my finishes up as well, and yeah, just amazing. Oh, and Felicity from Flossie Stitches, I'm not sure of her channel name. Anyway, she doesn't video at the moment. She brought along her Elsa, which is a retried Heaven and Earth design, and it was stunning. And Caroline brought along her Blue Dragon, and I think everyone just wanted to take it home. They were so beautiful. So yeah, Stitching Sunday, all done for 2025. Yes. I'm supposed to be having a bit of a break on Stitching Sunday stuff, but I am running around with ideas in my head for next year and what else I can do and offer. And I've also got retreat goodie bags to continually organize and do stuff for them. So I'll probably work on that and hopefully get all that done before I head back to work in January. Some of it though, it's not that hard, but I just don't want to do it. I've just got a block, so I just need, I don't know what, kick in the butt, kick in the pants is what I need. Or maybe just some coffee and a biscuit and some good music, and off we go. So with my spare maybe 1 hour now, I might go start on some of that I don't want to do and get it done. And then I can stop thinking about it and tick it off my list. Done. Anyway, rambling. So Stitching Sunday done. List is done. List. We like lists, especially when you can tick things off. Anyway, rambling. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like what you saw. If you made it this far or didn't make it this far and just skipped to the end or read the transcript like I do sometimes, leave a jellyfish emoji for my jellyfish ends on my blanket. Jellyfish. Anyway, I'm so silly. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate you all. And I look forward to doing more Flosstubes and getting into the community and getting out there and showing you what I end up doing. So we start with plans and we end with what we ended up with, which wasn't what I planned. But anyway, that's life, and that's how life goes sometimes. Yeah, so happy stitching. Have a good Friday, y'all. and I will see you probably in January.